Okay, so for today's technical hangout, I'll be talking about a few coins and how you can trade them. So I'll be doing my analysis on them. I'll give you in validation levels and take profit and entry price also. Okay, so I'm waiting for as many people as possible to join the hangout. Or just 8 now. Okay, so I think we have to start like that. Okay, so the first coin we'll be looking at today is Bitcoin Gold. Bitcoin. So BTG, BTC. So that's our first coin that I'll be looking at today. Okay. Okay. For this coin here, the first thing to notice here is that this coin is currently on a support level. Here, we are currently on a support level here. So we are looking at if price will break it or not. Okay, so now we have one confluence level, that is, we have one trade reason now that price is on a support level. Okay, so price is support level. Okay, now the next thing to look at on this chart is that we have a downtrending resistance trend line. So if you start drawing it from this side here, all the way down here, you see that we have a downtrending trend line, which price is yet to break out of. Okay, so now I'm expecting a breakout from this resistance here. So this coin support level might actually be the trade entry reason that I'm looking at to enter this trade. Okay, so the next thing here is the support. Next thing here is the support trend line here. Okay. So we have something like this. So we have this more like a channel, or when you look at it from this point, from this angle, see that from here all the way to this side here. Okay, so we have like a falling wedge here. Okay, so a falling wedge plus a support level is actually a good conference reason for me to take this trade. So let me add it to my conference. So we have price on the support level, we have a downtrending resistance trend line, and we also have a falling wedge. Okay, so let me know if you can still hear me, please. If you can still hear me, please indicate in the chat box. So I wouldn't be just talking to myself here. If you can still hear me, please let me know in the chat box if you can still hear me. Okay, okay, good, okay. So we have a support level here, we have a falling wedge, and we have a downtrending resistance trend line. So now, how will I enter this type of trade? Am I to enter here or wait for you to get back to this support trend line here? Now, one thing you should notice that the market can start moving up from this point level. So if you are waiting for a buy, for your buy limits that you place around this side to be triggered first, then you might actually miss the trade. So for me, what I'm doing is at this level here, let's say I want to use $500 to enter this trade. So I might open a position of $250 at this level here. Then if price should break through this level here and come all the way down here, then I can take a 50% entry again. So that means I've entered with $500 already. But a better way to enter this is actually taking the trade from here, entering 50% from here, and 50% if it gets to this level here. So we might actually have a breakdown from here that will lead us to this side, which is not to me, I don't expect it to break down, but it can still break down. Anything can happen. So this is just like using the if this then that method. That is, I'm actually expecting two things to play out. Either it should go up from here. If it should go up from here, I'll make money, and if it should go down to this level here, I'll also still be in the trade. Okay, so I can have my buy limit around here. Okay, let me label it. So my buy limit should be around that level. Okay, while my current entry will be at this point here. The reason why I'm placing a buy limit at that level is because of Bitcoin. So in case Bitcoin should still dump a little bit more, then we might actually break below that support level. So my entry will be here. Okay, so I think I'm done with the daily time frame. In a time like this, the daily time frame is the best to do your analysis because this 4 hour, 1 hour, this 1 hour downwards can spoil your analysis. Understand? Okay. So let me go down to the 4 hour. Now on the 4 hour, we have a downtrending. Let me delete this. Okay, so on the 4 hour, we have a downtrending resistance trend line. The price has been in a downtrend up to this point. So a downtrend into a support level is actually a very good bullish signal. But because of Bitcoin's current situation, I have to be as careful as possible so I don't just enter trades anyhow and lose money on it. Okay. So we have our support here. We have our support. So I wouldn't be going lower than the sorry. I wouldn't be going lower than the 4 hour as I don't want because I'm not taking any intraday time frame trade during this time. So that is for BTG. For those that are just joining, I said we have a support level here. We have a downtrending resistance trend line that comes all the way from this top here to this downside here, and from here to this side we have a pattern, a falling wedge pattern. So that's for Bitcoin gold. So I've explained my first entry around here, and if we break below, I'll take my second entry around this level here. Okay. So for my validation level, I would be getting out below this support here. Coming. So I'll be getting out below my my buy limit. I'll just find a level around here to get out below my buy limit. But another way to take this trade is when you go to the 4 hour, since we know we have a downtrending resistance into support, if I have to take this trade on the 4 hour, I'll just long from here and place my stop loss below this side. But it is very risky, very, very risky, as any small spike will just take you out of the trade in no time. So the first idea is the best: 50% entry from here and 50% entry at the buy limit. Okay. So the next coin now that I'm looking at here is COS BTC. If you all understood the first analysis, please let me know in the chat box. So if there's any question, I can go back to it. Is there any question from the first analysis? Did you all understand the first analysis? Okay. She said yes. Divine said understood. Anyone else? Yes. Okay. Okay. So I'll proceed from there. Okay. Now for COS. Okay. Let me zoom out. Okay. So from COS BTC, we have a downtrending resistance trend line again. The reason why I use trend lines a lot is because my trading strategy revolves around trend lines, support and resistance, and a number of other things, and the RSI too. Okay. Okay. Now from this point here, when I draw a trend line from this point here, okay. So when I draw a downtrending resistance trend line from this point here all the way down here, my network is starting to misbehave. Okay. I don't think this is the point. Okay, so if I should draw my resistance trend line from that point all the way down here, okay, so we'll see that price broke out of the resistance trend line at this point here, around this point here, before we had a breakout and a retest around here. Price came back for a retest here. Okay, and normally when we have a breakout and a retest, what we are expecting a continuation. So when we have a breakout, a retest, we are expecting something like this from it, something like this, at least to this point here. But this one broke out and started going down from here. So what I'm looking at is that we are still at the point of breakout. We're still like in a range here. Okay. So we're still more like in a range here. So a break above this level indicates a bullish movement. Okay, but because of Bitcoin, I'm thinking might break down from there and go down to this level. Okay. So everything I'm doing today, I'm actually considering Bitcoin's movement, so I don't get on the wrong side of the market. Though I can get on the wrong side of the market a lot of times, but at least I can do my best to prevent it from happening frequently. Okay. So we have a support level around here, which price has clearly broken out of, and we have another one around this level here. So just like the first explanation that I did about Bitcoin Gold, for this I wouldn't be entering my positions like that. I would rather wait for price to get to this level, or at least show me a sign of reversal here before I can think of taking this trade. Okay. So I will place my buy limits here. If it doesn't get triggered, good, but at least I'll see that price reacted to this level very well and is ready to reverse. Even if I'm to follow market structure and the rest, I'm supposed to take the trade once it breaks above around this level here. But what's the essence of taking a trade around here when I can just take it from here, place my stop loss, or around here and place my stop loss below? So I'll be putting my buy limit order here also. So in case price gets that level, I'll be able to buy. So I'll be in the trade. So when everybody is trying to look for a trade idea, my own orders will have been triggered already. So I'm actually leaving this to get here. So is there anything interesting on the 4 hour? I'm not sure. I don't think we have anything there. Okay, so I'll be leaving the 4 hour now. So that's for COS BTC. My analysis has been done on the daily already, so I wouldn't be going all the way down to the 4 hours. Okay, so our confidence reason here is a breakout of a, a downtrend resistance trend line. We are still in the range. You are yet to see a significant move upwards. and I'm actually expecting price to get to this level here or around this level. Please take my trade for me. Invalidation my invalidation level will be below this zone here? But a safer way to do this thing is not just by opening limit orders. Price can get here and go below this level. And if your stop loss is close to this level here, to this one here, it will just hit your stop loss and reverse. So it might end up as a weak and you will not be able to trade, even if it plays out well. So a better advice is don't place any limit order. What you should just do is um, create an alert. I think for you to create multiple alerts on TradingView, you need to have a paid account. So you can just use your Binance mobile app to create an alert that when price gets to 52 or 52 or 51 sat, it should alert you. And when it alerts you, you come check what is happening at that level. Then if it looks good, then you can buy, and if it doesn't look good, just ignore and go. Okay. So if you understood my point on that, let me see the chat box. And if you have any question, let me know before I proceed to the next one. Okay, someone said understood. Who else? Who else? Before I continue. Okay, very clear. Okay, so we're clicking. The next coin on my watch list here is DGB-BTC. Okay, no, I should just take from here. DGB-BTC. Next coin. Okay, DGB-BTC. Okay, so on this one, we have a ascending trend line, more like an uptrending trend line. So we have a uptrending trend line, which has obviously been broken. But due to one or two reasons, I'm expecting this candle here to close as a week. So price can still move up and close as a week. Okay, so we still have like 4 hours to go before the candle will close. So now when you check the RSI, you see that we have a bullish divergence. This is one of the reasons why I'm expecting that current candle to close as a week. So we have a bullish divergence here. Okay, so we have a bullish divergence, and from here to here, we actually have a bullish divergence. Now, one of the reasons why I'm still bullish on this is when you look at price already broke through this already. But when you look at the RSI, there's no or little um, changes on the RSI until the RSI breaks below this my bullish divergence. Then I know that price is actually making an impact on the RSI. So for now, we are still in good shape. So we can still close it as a week here. Okay. So let me go to the 4 hour. The 4 hour. Okay, so on the 4 hour, network is bad. Network is very, very bad. Let's like see, I'm coming up. So when we go to the 4 hour, okay, on the 4 hour, when you draw your trend line from this point here all the way down here, I don't know what this thing like. Okay, so when you draw your trend line from that point there all the way down here, you see that this move is actually like a retest on the 4 hour. Okay, so we see that that move is actually like a retest on the 4 hour. Disturbing my class. So from this top here, so that this is like a retest. It's even a retest, not just like a retest. So until we break below this level here, in fact, until we break below this level here, then I'll know that maybe my trade idea is actually wrong. But for now, I'm still on the fact that this is still very much bullish. And when you look at when you bring your trend line to this side here, okay, so when I bring my trend line to this side, you see that is support level. That we have a support level around there. So our conference reason on this is still a bullish divergence. A okay, it's still a bullish divergence, a downtrending resistance trend line with a retest and a support level. So until we break below this support level here, then I'll know that my trade idea is wrong. Okay? So that's for GTB. So okay, if you want me to go back or explain something that you didn't understand on DGB, just let me know in the chat box so I can go again. Was the DGB analysis clear or I should go again? Anybody? Was the analysis clear or should go again? Okay, Groot said Do I go to lower time frames sometimes? Yes, I do go to lower time frames once in a while if to check for entries. What I use the lower time frames to do most of the time is to check for entries, actual, no actual, not actual analysis, not for me to know whether a coin is going up or down. I've done that on the higher time frame only. So you have to go to the lower time frame. I'll go to the lower time frame for entries. So for this one, assuming assuming it's already at my area of value, it's already on this support and I'm ready to take the trade. That's when I'll go to the lower time frame to check for a good entry. I think the next coin here is this year I'll declare. I think I'll go to the lower time frame on that. But for this one, I wouldn't be going to the lower time frame as I'm still expecting to get to my area of value. Good, I hope you understand me. Okay, I'll take these questions later. I want questions on only what I said for now. After the class, I'll take these questions. Okay, okay, good, you understand. Um, Now the next coin is this CRBC. In fact, this is even my best. Okay, let me just go there. This is my favorite among all of them. CRBC. Okay, so for this CRBC, let me share my chart. Okay, so for this CRBC, when I go to the daily time frame, okay, from the daily time frame, I can see a support trend line here. So I can see a support trend line from here all the way down. Oh, okay, so I can see a support trend line there, which is actually serving as a serving as a support for price not to pass through that level. So and price seems to be holding that level very well. Okay, so for this, I'm expecting a move up, and also we also have a bullish divergence here. Okay, so the bullish divergence is still forming. Bullish divergence is still forming. Yeah. Okay. So the bullish divergence is still forming. So I'm expecting something like this from this BTC. While I check for my stop loss on the 4 hour. Okay. I think we even have the resistance trend line from this point here. The resistance trend line from this point. No, no, no. This is not valid. Okay, so to the 4 hour, now on the 4 hour, you can see that we have something similar to, was it not COS? more like a downtrending resistance trend line. So we have more like a downtrending resistance trend line from here all the way down. So we have more like a resistance trend line. A test. Okay, so when I zoom in, you see that we have price. The price is currently at this level here. Okay, if I was to be very conservative with this trade, what I'll just do is place my stop loss below this level here. But it's not advisable now that Bitcoin is behaving. So let me go down to the 1 hour. I want to use the 1 hour to see how price is currently reacting to the resistance trend line. I want to see how the test is faring. Okay. So for this, I can place my entries here. Yeah, I can place my entries here. Place my stop loss around here. And I know that if my stop loss is triggered, then I'll look for a new entry. But for the conservative ones that like playing the what do they call this here? They call it snipers. Yeah. Okay. So for the snipers, I would wait to see how price reacts to that level. See a meaningful reaction from price before taking this trade here. Okay. But normally, if Bitcoin wasn't open, what I'll just do is just place an entry here, just put my stop loss around here, and drag it all the way up. But this is like a very dangerous time to trade. Okay. So for this one, we have a let me type it out. Our confidence reason for this one, we have a downtrending support trend line, downtrending support trend line, a bullish divergence. I like to find as many confidence reason as possible for a trade. For example, if I should come to the chart and just see a bullish divergence again, trust me, I won't take the trade, I'll just go. Because it's just like an indicator, so it can fail at any time in the day. So I'll look for as many reasons as possible. Even when I was scanning for these coins, I saw a lot of them with bullish divergence. I know most of them will play out, but I like to find the best out of them, because one small move from Bitcoin can just spoil those, can just scatter their own move. Okay, so we have a bullish divergence. We have a downtrending resistance trend line here, down, and then resistance trend line here with a retest. Okay, so we have a retest, which is this one here, this current one here. We have a retest here, We have a downtrending resistance trend line here. On the higher time frames, we have on the daily chart we have the bullish divergence and a downtrending support trend line. Okay, so these things are very straightforward. No need to complicate anything. Just do your analysis and know where. But one advice I would give you is even if you be acting on these analysis, try and wait till tomorrow. So we'll see how today's candle will close. So we'll know whether it's safe to start trading altcoins or not. But if you just enter this trade and Bitcoin start dropping again, it won't be funny at all. Okay. So I would wait to I'll wait to the end of today before taking any trade. Okay, and the last one is ENG. Okay, like as usual, before I continue, if you understood this DCR analysis, you can let me know in the chat box. Anyone? Okay, Shalom said understood. So, like I said, we are finished. Okay, okay. Now, the last one I want to analyze isn't more like an analysis. I just want to show you a type of trade idea I like taking, but because of Bitcoin movement now, I'll just ignore it totally because I've seen a number of it fail in the past few days, so I know that it's not really high probability. Okay, so it's ENJBTC. Okay, so on this ENJBTC chart, you can see the price is around a support level. Okay, we have price on a support level here. We had price first came into this level here before price broke above it and came back for a retest before going all the way up again and coming back down, and now it's back to this level here. So I've seen a lot of trade ideas like this in the past few days. I've seen a lot of them. I think do not see a something. One coin like that I analyzed was not yesterday's around midnight yesterday. I saw something like that there. So it is I've seen a lot of them. Okay, so and I like taking trades like this where price first comes into a level, then it gets rejected, goes all the way down again, comes back into that level, but it breaks above and comes back where it tests immediately before going up and price starts running around till it comes here again. So even if this trade idea will be valid, then it shouldn't go below this level here. It shouldn't go below this level here. Once it goes below this level, then we are actually going to the next one. So what I'm doing now is just like marking out levels for you that you should watch out for. Place your alerts around that level. You don't need to watch the market every minute. Just place your alert there and go to sleep. So when price gets there, you'll be notified that this coin is going to be at this price. You can check it out now. So that's a very good way to analyze your coins. Or else if you sit down in front of it, from today to tomorrow, it doesn't still guarantee that your analysis will be right. So why not just go and sleep and rest? Okay. So for this one, we have price in a support zone, and we are expecting price to give us a reversal signal before we think of entering this trade. So the coins that I've done now is ENJBTC, DCRBTC, DJBTC, CUSBTC, and the question, and BTGBTC. So I'm very much bullish on these coins, and I'm expecting the upward movement from them. Okay, so if I was clear with that, if you get something from that, let me know, and if you didn't, let me know too. So if you understood that, then we can move to the question and answer before closing down. For taking question and answers, someone said understood. You actually like system here. So let me know if you understood that this point that I analyzed the divine said very well. Please let me know. Let me know if you have any questions on this point I've analyzed so I can go through it again. Okay, anybody else? Okay, investor ransom. Okay, so, okay. Who else? Who else? Okay, so now if you have any questions, you can ask now so I can answer them before we move on. So any questions that you want to ask me? Okay, Mr. Ransom said, what is the best time frame to analyze candlesticks? Okay, you can analyze candlesticks on no time frame. But if you understand what you mean by candlestick, you mean analyzing candlestick patterns, right? Like this doji, shooting star, and the rest. That's what am I right? Ransom, are you talking about candlestick patterns on any time frame? Okay, I would advise you to stay with the higher time frame, like the daily and the 4 hour. The least you go to is the 1 hour for candlestick patterns, because on this lower time frame, it can fail at any time. It can fail easily. Because these candlestick patterns can be used to deceive you to enter a trade, and you just enter, and the next thing you'll be stopped out. Okay? And for me, I don't use candlestick patterns in my own analysis. The only one I know I use once in a while, and it's not that I go there to look for it. If I see it there, I just know that okay, this is another good confirmation reason for this trade. For example, now let me say I saw a downtrending resistance trend line, a retest, maybe a chart pattern or a blue divergence. Then I see a pin bar, that is what most people call llama. Then I know that then this is actually a good, this is actually a, okay, it's actually a good trade for me to enter. So I don't really use the candlestick pattern. Before I was once obsessed with it that any small thing I'll be looking for candlestick pattern up and down. But when I was advised by one of my mentors then to stop using them in crypto, you can use them in crypto, it works, but it fails a lot of time. I can show you hundreds of them that have failed here. So what I use mostly is chart patterns, trend lines, support and resistance, and a deeper understanding of the RSI. Okay. I hope I was able to answer your question. So you can use it on the higher time frames. It will work better that way there. Okay, ransom, did I answer your question? Okay, for oh wisdom, do you use candlestick for entry, trigger, or what do you consider before entering a trade? Okay, it depends on my trade idea. If my trade idea is to take a bullish divergence and I see maybe a pin bar at that bullish divergence, then when I get a pin bar at a bullish divergence, it will have a long wick. So I can use that wick to place my stop loss. I can place my stop loss below that wick and trade the divergence, just like this one here. Assuming this is a pin bar here and the wick is long, it will give me like a confirmation to enter and place my stop loss below it. Okay, it actually depends on the trade. Depends on what I'm looking at. So any other question before I end the class? Any other question? Any other question? Okay, there's no question. Then I'll be ending the class in a few seconds. So thank you for attending today's technical hangout. I hope you gained one thing or the other. Okay, so thank you. I'll be ending the class now. Okay, 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 no problem. Okay, 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 okay. So I'll be ending the class now.